Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Let's face it, the only thing that matters in Megadeth is Dave Mustaine, period, and Dave Ellefson.
Okay. Well, that is the core of the band.
I mean, and if they can get Nick Menza back and I don't know about Marty Freeman, but at least if they can get Nick Menza back, it'll be killer.
You think so? You think Nick brings it to the table that makes a difference?
Well, but then I guess it's going to depend on whether they can bring some amazing, albums out after they get these guys back.
Well, let me ask you, Tim. I know you're a musician in your own right, but could you tell the difference between Nick Menza's playing and whether it was Sean Drover?
Probably not, but it looks cool for the aesthetic of the band.
Oh, so it's a it's a showmanship thing.
Well, there was a chemistry in that lineup. There was a chemistry in that lineup that I don't think, has been replicated. See, Dave's put out some good albums. We all know that. Was it Endgame that was really good? And
yeah,
Dave's put out some really good stuff. But let's face it, the stuff from what was the name of it? What was the name of the Rust in Peace through to like Cryptic Writings? All that stuff was huge.
Yeah. Is it your opinion that Dave Mustaine gives these guys, an opportunity to put input into those songs?
Possibly not.
So then what does
Probably
the chemistry
not.
matter?
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you that question. Don't you think that the records that they made with Nick Menza and Marty Friedman generally were better than the ones they've made recently?
Some yes, some no. They also made Risk in that time period, and that's a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, but then that's why those guys left, or maybe one of the reasons they left.
But they also made Cryptic Writings, which wasn't very, very good. It's okay. It has Needle in the Man, which is a good song, but it's not. It's not a great record by any. It sold well, but it's certainly not a great record. Megadeth's up and down. The Endgame and United Abominations, those are fucking great, and those are after.
Yeah,
those are after.
Yeah,
it's all
true.
about Dave. In my opinion, it's all about Dave. If Dave is in a creative mood, he writes a great record. If Dave is not in a creative mood, he doesn't write a great record. I might be in the minority, but I don't really think that Chris Broderick or Al Petrelli or Marty Friedman or whatever, I don't think one is better than the other as far as being a player, and I don't think that they have ever had the leeway to do whatever they want to in the studio anyway.
Yeah, but don't you think as fans of the band, that the fans of the band would love it if Marty Freeman and Nick Menza were back in the band?
Well,
of course they would.
Sure they would. But again, Tim, are you basing this just on the fact that this was during an era when Megadeth was still getting some kind of press or coverage from the rock and roll media, and you were familiar with their faces in that lineup? Or do you actually,
Probably. Yeah. I'd say that's probably true.
Let me throw. Oh, go ahead, Neely.
Well, I was just going to say, I think that just relates to the glory days of MTV for maybe Tim or whatever media outlet. But if you could have listened to those records with a blindfold on, mm-hmm. and Michael Butler thinks you're blind anyway, so
well, we know that.
So do you think you would be so sentimental toward that lineup if you never saw their faces and really didn't realize there was a lineup change along the way?
Yeah, you're probably right. I completely agree with you. I do love those records. I think Countdown to Extinction's a masterpiece and stuff.
Sure.
But that's with every band though. Like that's with the Beatles, or that's with with Motley, or that's with Kiss, or that's with, whatever band. There is a lineup that the fans are most familiar with.
Okay, well let's play this out then, Tim. Is it your expectation that if Nick and Marty come back to Megadeth, that guarantees that the next record will be brilliant?
Not necessarily, but I reckon I would guarantee that the tour will kick ass. And they'll probably be able to do even better numbers than they have been doing.
Well, they might do better numbers. Yeah. I don't know that I would guarantee that the tour will kick ass. Nick Menza hasn't done nothing but look for UFOs for 15 years.
And look for his next crack fix.
I mean, that's... obviously that really plays a huge part into it, yeah.
Yeah, that might. The guy's rusty. He had a drug problem, and he worships our belt.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Did he have a drug problem?
I believe we heard that, didn't we?
I think he was on the show and he talked about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now I'm thinking about that. Yeah, he dabbled.
Yeah. I'll let you guys go. Can I quickly mention something?
You already have, haven't you, Tim? But go ahead, mention another thing. Go ahead.
You want to plug a gig?
Do you know? No. I don't need to plug. But do you guys know Melodic Rock Records, obviously, because you guys know Andrew McNeese, don't you?
Yes, we do know Andrew McNeese.
Well, there was a press release came out this week. The label's just signed a band called Tonk. You guys need. Well, it'd be cool if you could give some exposure to that band on the CMS, because those guys are good mates of mine from Canberra. So it'd be really cool if you could check the record out, and I know those guys really well.
Is it TONK?
Yep, Tonk.
Why? What does that mean? What is Tonk?
I don't really know.
Well, since they're good mates of yours, you got to call them up and say, "Hey, what's up with Tonk?"
Okay, it's a name, dude. I don't care.
Are you their special friend? Is that how this works? No. I just know Steve Gray really well. He's a guitar player.
We'll call him up and find out what Tonk is all about.
Get him on the phone right now, Tim.
All right.
Get him on the phone. I'm serious.
Call him up right.
Call him right now.
I don't have his number. I'll have to call him at work next week.
It's Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Sunday over there.
Yeah, so I'll have to call him up tomorrow and say, the Classic Metal Show, I was talking to those guys about you. They want to know what Tonk means. Well,
I'll tell you what, Tim. You have him on the phone next week on one of your 35 calls, and we will definitely talk to him.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is
All right, you don't need to have a planning session here, Tim. Just do it.
Yeah, I'll give him the CMS number, and I'll tell him to call in and talk about Tonk.
Well, make it happen, Tim. Make it happen.
I will.
Tell him to send us every song that they've ever recorded, and $35.
All right. And he was in a band called Liquid before Tonk, who supported Van Halen.
All right, this isn't the Tonk show. Let's move on.
It is a talk show.
All right. Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. And job.
I thought his kids were in the car.
Yeah.
Sounded like it, didn't it?
I think he was out walking around or something. Hobbling around.
Shaking around.
A whole lot of shaking.
He walks, it's like he's doing the hokey pokey.
It's like a whole lot of shaking going on.
That's right.
All right. All right, getting back to this.
All right.
About the lineup changes.